Hey guys, I'm Jim.
And I am Muhammad, and Jim is gonna try the first time being in the water. And you've tried swimming before, but
Yeah, I tried before, and I also get a coach, but after the training, I still cannot swim.
but that was as early as he can't even remember his level.
Yeah.
Right? So we'll see here today. Before we start, we're gonna examine his flexibility and moves out of the water. So as you can see, that is a neurological examination and practicing those moves on the pool side at a time. This is how we practice breathing in freestyle before we apply it in the water. I never expected that. Brilliant. Yeah. I was testing here how easy those moves were for Jim, and it was a kind of warm-up. So let's do some rotations. So Jim's body is flexible enough. We can say that Jim's movement harmony is excellent as a beginner, and his flexibility is not bad. We can evaluate that as 80%. I let him go into the water the way he wanted because the pool was shallow. Let's start with the floating. He tried first to float while he was holding the ladder, and I asked him to spread his arms and body and submerge his head totally in the water. The result was pretty good at the second attempt. And then we moved on to floating without holding the edge. The result was okay except for his legs a bit sinking, and that is natural and common and never affects on learning swimming. We can here evaluate his buoyancy ability as 85%, and that is a high percentage. And then we worked on his kick, and that was a kind of solution to prevent his legs from sinking during floating. He's gonna spread his arms and body exactly like in the floating position and move his legs up and down. And he will straighten his legs, especially at the ankles. Of course, this is not the way of kicking during swimming, but just to practice him to start the kick from the hips. But his range of kick was really far and big. So I asked him to shorten his kick and bring his feet near the surface of the water and make it more powerful, just like he is kicking a bull. He gave it a try after that, but his kick was too short and not powerful. And the third attempt was relatively good, as that was his first lesson. After he kinda mastered the first two steps, floating and kicking, we moved on to step 3, which was pushing off the wall and gliding in a streamline position. The first time wasn't bad, but we added some adjustment of straight his body as much as he can and not to stop until the push ends. That was perfect. Look how far you've moved.
Wow!
Yes. And what comes next is to combine the kick to this glide, so we're gonna apply what we have learned at the edge. And by the way, mastering gliding and kicking is a halfway to learning swimming. So we can evaluate overall the steps that we have reached so far by 75%. we noticed that during gliding and kicking, his kick was not powerful enough. So the real test of kick efficiency is the kickboard. He's gonna spread his body and legs and imagine that he is kicking a ball in every kick. Of course, fitness and strength is a build and never comes in a matter of 1 or 2 days. It needs time and consistency. So naturally, he wouldn't kick at a high efficiency on the first day, even if he knows the technique, but he needs time to practice it. So we would better watch the result monthly, not weekly. To understand the arm strokes better, we can just stand in the water and try pulling the water backwards to feel the weight of the water and to know that the more we pull backwards, the more we move forward. Jim did the same, then he tried it from the gliding and streamline position, one pull with the right arm, one with the left, then he stopped, to experience that during swimming. Then we will see what we did next. First, arm strokes on one side. Second, arm strokes on 2 sides. Third, arm strokes on one side with breathing. Fourth, breathing every 3 strokes.
That's it.
There must be difficulties at the beginning of everyone, and as we can see, the difficulty for Jim is a recovery, as he is not able to recover or to rotate his arm over the water comfortably, and that is because his arm and elbow are too straight. But of course, I'm not gonna ask him on the first day to bend his elbow and to rotate his torso and all that complicated technique, because of course the first lesson would be getting to know the environment of the water and focusing on simple things, not to give him a lot of details to focus on. Breathing with the arm stroke is the exact same movement we practice on the pool side, and that makes it much easier to apply in the water. And everything we have seen in this video is different from one to another, depending on strength, flexibility, and all those components. Some people may learn faster than Jim, and some other may need much longer than him. But as a result, and after a 40-minute session, I was really impressed.
That's it.
Thank you, teacher.